Welcome back. Congress member Judy Chu made history as the first Chinese-American woman elected to the U.S. Congress. She started her career in elected office after an anti-immigrant movement occurred in the town she was living in, Monterey Park, right here in Southern California. A vocal group of longtime residents resented the new immigrants moving in and wanted English-only signs in the city and English-only books in the library. And they successfully passed through the city council an English-only resolution so that only English could be spoken in the predominantly Asian American city. Judy Chu ran for mayor and served 3 terms before she was elected to the California State Assembly. In 2009, she was sworn in as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. Today, she serves on the powerful Ways and Means Committee. Please welcome the Asian Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award inductee, Congressmember Judy Chu.
I am Congresswoman Judy Chu from California. Many years ago, my grandfather came to this country with nothing more than a willingness to work hard. 2 generations later, his granddaughter became the first Chinese-American woman elected to Congress in history.
And today, the House should also issue its expression of regret. It is for my grandfather and for all Chinese Americans who were for 6 decades by the U.S. government that the land of the free wasn't open to them that we must pass this resolution.
In Congress, it is my mission to protect your work. That is why I started the Creative Rights Caucus, to ensure
My nephew was a victim of hazing, and it killed him. Because this bill takes the most significant steps to protect service members from hazing ever.
But when 49 people were murdered in Orlando and nothing done about it, and the only response were moments of silence, well, so many of us said, enough is enough.
in Congress, I've decided to take up the cause of mental health treatment and health treatment.
And in Los Angeles, we had a 16-year-old boy who was sent to the hospital by bullies who were accusing him of having coronavirus. The Chinese virus, every time he says that, it just fans the flames of xenophobia.
I believe that if we continue on the way that we are, with our involvement, with our advocacy, we can have the first Chinese American president by 2050.
Hello, and thank you so much for this incredible honor. It means so much to be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Asian Hall of Fame. You see, when I was younger, I never even imagined I would run for office. That's because I never saw anybody who looked like me. But that began to change in college after somebody handed me a flyer for what was then an experimental class in Asian American Studies. What I learned made a light go off in my head. I learned about discriminatory actions taken by our federal government, like the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 and the imprisonment of innocent Japanese Americans during World War II. I learned how these actions could affect whole generations of people psychologically, causing post-traumatic stress, feelings of marginalization, and low self-esteem. I came to understand why my parents were so silent about the past, even though it affected them so deeply. I took many more classes like this and got involved with civil rights issues on campus, but I didn't stop there. You see, years later, an ugly anti-immigrant English-only movement occurred in the town I was living in, Monterey Park. A vocal group of longtime residents resented the new immigrants moving in and wanted English only for the signs in the city and only English books in the library. The last straw was when they got a resolution in the city council saying that only English should be spoken in the city. Well, when the English-only resolution passed, people said, enough is enough. I joined a multi-ethnic coalition to fight the resolution and helped lead an effort to get thousands of signatures on petitions to overturn it. And finally, we succeeded. But it became so apparent that the city council did not represent the city that I ran for city council and won. I served there for 13 years, working to bring people together and serving as mayor 3 times. From there, I ran for the California Assembly and won, and then was elected to the California State Board of Equalization. And then one day, President Obama made a lightning bolt of an announcement. He announced his selection of Hilda Solis to be his choice for Secretary of Labor. It opened up the congressional seat in my district, and I decided to run. It was an extremely tough primary. There were naysayers that said that someone like me, an Asian American woman, could not win the seat. But I persisted. On July 14, 2009, I won. But the day after, something even more amazing happened. President Obama called me from the White House to congratulate me on becoming the first Chinese American woman elected to Congress in history. My story is just one of many stories of Asian Americans overcoming challenges and breaking barriers. And that is why I'm so grateful for all that you are doing to celebrate and share more of these accomplishments. Thanks to the Asian Hall of Fame, younger generations will be able to follow even more examples of Asian American leadership in everything from government to the arts to business. I'm proud to accept this Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of all Asian Americans fighting to make our voices heard.